Aloha everybody! I hope this video finds you well. And what I wanted to talk to you today about is the power of habits. So several weeks ago I was in a car accident. Luckily I'm okay, very thankful. And my car got totaled, and so as a result, in January in Montana I found myself in the position of needing to go look for a car. So in this opportunity of this sudden drastic interruption in my regular routine, I got the chance to watch the power of habits and got to watch the sense of how habits try to reassert themselves to create a false sense of security. And it's like we know this on one level, but on another level, when you watch the power of habits, when you watch how a habit is trying to reassert itself in your life as if what's actually going on in your life isn't happening, I think it really takes it to a whole new level to see just how much power these things have, how that momentum is it's so biologically based too. It's the sense of the being when it goes towards balance, towards homeostasis, and it's trying to do that by clinging to these habits. So what I discovered in this process is that there was a lot of stuff that I didn't want to look at, that I'd way rather have a cup of tea or read a book or even do email for that matter. But the reality was the car wasn't in the parking lot and I had to go find one. So what I did in terms of playing with that is I realized that for me, my habit of reading fiction was how I was trying to escape, basically. So I gave myself a constraint, which is what I'm suggesting that you play with this month in terms of seeing habits more directly and rawly with their full momentum. So the constraint I chose was no fiction for 2 weeks. And again, it's not like it also, because in difficult circumstances is when I tend to want to read lots of fiction. So to take away my blankie in that moment, it was intense, but it really showed me, well, both just literally how the different resources I could draw on, different habits I could use, the habits of practice, the habits of meditation, the habits of doing bits of research at a time and taking a break. And it showed me how I could lean into those instead of these other habits that were not serving me at that time. So again, you pick a constraint, pick a place in your life where you feel, you got a suspicion at least, that you're glossing over something. You're using some habit as a way to avoid feeling, dealing, exploring what needs to happen. You can play with it. Give yourself a constraint, like a 2, 3, 4 week constraint where you're going to do something different no matter what. So when that habit goes to assert itself, you choose the other pathway. And even if you don't know what else you're going to do, you just know what you're not going to do, that's great. That's a perfect use of a constraint, because it will show you so many things if you choose to play with it. It'll show you the creativity that you probably are hiding. It'll show you the emotion you don't want to feel. It'll show you the possibilities if you surrender into them. So, and hopefully, yeah, you don't need to have a big thing like a car help you see this. So I'm hoping I can share this one with you and you guys can just see it, because really the momentum was amazing to watch habit really doing its best to persist in the face of very literally there was something that needed to happen, and it wasn't going to fix itself. So I hope you guys have a wonderful month, and we'll explore habits more in the future in terms of using them for you. But for right now, let's look at how to interrupt them so you can get more choice in terms of where you're placing your attention. So I wish you a wonderful month and lots of love. Aloha.